Hello, I'm Matt Guff from thehouse.com, and this is a Rossignol Angus wide snowboard, a great all-mountain freestyle deck for intermediate to advanced level riders that want a wider board for their bigger feet. Usually size 11 and larger are going to work great on the Angus wide. The Angus is a board that I've spent a little bit more time on recently because it's kind of a unique feeling style board. It feels kind of loose, but also feels extremely explosive and poppy. You could consider it to be a twin deck with a setback stance. Some would call that a directional twin board. Basically the nose and the tail are the exact same shape. It's going to feel the same both regular and switch, especially if you move that stance up a half an inch because the stance is set back. One thing that really makes Angus feel unique is the roller technology. You'll notice on the base of the board there's kind of a lighter color that parallels the edge. That actually is kind of like a lifting of that edge just slightly, which is kind of unique because when you first initiate a turn on the board, if you're on hard pack, it's going to feel a little bit loose and then the edge actually initiates. What's great about this technology though is that when you're in deep snow, it really does seem to float a lot better. It also features an Amp Check all mountain profile shape. There's 40% camber in between your feet and about 30% rocker on the nose and tail underneath your foot to those contact points. What I like about the Angus's rocker is that it only rises about 1.5 millimeters, which really isn't that much at all. So there's a slight rise, but that camber in between your feet when you are on hard pack helps you to grip down. But again, because of that roller technology, it takes a second to get used to the kind of that edge kind of initiating when you first get on the deck. But the cool thing about the board is that even though it has that kind of like loose style edge at first, it does have a pretty stiff flex rating of about an 8. And that's for the wide version. The regular width version is just a little bit down, about a 7 or so. Inside of the Angus is going to be a poplar wood core. That's tip to tail, rail to rail wood core. You can kind of see that through the board. It also has bi-X fiberglass both on top and the bottom. But there's 2 additional style laminates. Those laminates on the bottom are going to be actually carbon stringers. They're almost like V-style shaped stringers that start at the contact point and go to the beginning of the insert packs, both on the nose and the tail. And then there's one strip of carbon that kind of connect those 2 V-style stringers. On top of the board is going to be one full-length aramid style strip. So torsionally the board's going to be pretty darn stiff because of the carbon, and then with like a longitudinal style kind of like pop to it with the aramid. When you rock this board like flat base and crack and ollie, is very, very nice. Then along with that, the core actually has something called twin all-mountain flex profile. Underneath each foot, the board's going to be just a little bit thicker to give the board a little bit more power. Again, it is kind of a unique style feel because it's a stiffer style board, but because of that roller style edge, it kind of feels a little bit different right away. And again, you can kind of take this board wherever you want to go because it is that kind of a true twin with a directional style stance. You can center that stance up and pretty much make it a really explosive all-mountain freestyle board. The base, of course, is centered. There's a centered 7500 base. It absorbs lots more wax than the traditional style board, but you need to keep it maintained throughout the season, of course, to keep it running fast. There's a 360 wrap standard steel edge. It has magnet traction, which is great for riding hard pack, of course. And then along with that is rad cut technology. Rad cut is reverse side cut on those contact points that help to initiate a turn when you're on an edge. Now, this is kind of the unique thing about the Angus though, because when you first initiate a turn, you tilt your board, but the tilt is a little bit more because of the roller technology. But because the board's nose and tail are a little bit rocker, the board won't necessarily catch, but it does because of the rad cut technology. Kind of like reaches out to make contact with that snow. So that's why it's kind of an interesting board to ride. It is a lot of fun. It has lots of kind of like flat pop to it, but it does take a little bit to get used to that roller technology. This is the Angus wide version, of course, and you can check it out at thehouse.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a comment and question. If you've ridden this thing, let me know what you think of it. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel.